Welcome to TTV channel. This is a TikTok, a YouTube, and an online channel. My name is Professor Henry Bwisa, retired from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology in 2024. But I say I'm not tired and I am not expired. So I continue to share my knowledge through those channels, through TTV, through YouTube, through TikTok where you are watching me, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, or online. I want us to share knowledge and benefit. We create what we call a win-win situation. At TTV, we are expounding on the term poor. Entrepreneurship talks about being creative, or what we call constructive destruction, which means you replace something with a better thing. Whatever existing, you replace with a better thing and you add value. We want to replace the word poor from its dictionary meaning to the meaning of the letters P-O-O-R. And we say poor to us means passing over opportunities repeatedly. P-O-O-R. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. Yes, our research shows that many farmers are poor in the dictionary meaning of the word because they indeed pass over opportunities repeatedly. We have lots of opportunities in our own farms and even in the wilderness and even in the forest, and we pass over them without knowing how best we could use them. Here, I'm standing in front of a plant called Calyandra. This plant is called Calyandra. Now, Calyandra is a very fast-growing leguminous tree. It has numerous uses, which probably just keep passing on. It includes animal fodder, soil improvement, erosion control, fuel wood, and ornamental purposes. It's indeed a valuable resource in agroforestry systems, especially in tropical regions where the soil fertility is often a challenge. So, these leaves of the Calyandra that you see are rich in proteins. They are protein-rich leaves, and therefore, anything that requires protein intakes will benefit a lot from this tree. Cows, sheep, goats, ruminants, they can eat these leaves raw. And therefore here you are. Land is diminishing and the grazing area is limited. Animal feed are very expensive. The inorganic or commercial aggregate animal very expensive. And therefore, production of cattle, beef, milk, indeed even poultry is now very expensive. And yet there is this tree here. Look at this. It's just along this fence. A lot of it. And let me ask my cameraman to move here and focus on the cows. My cameraman, look, there are cows there grazing. There is no grazing land. Those cows are grazing along the footpath. You can see. And indeed, this farmer is not aware that this tree Calyandra can feed those cows And the proteins in the calandra is a lot better than in the grass. You can see the health of those cows is not a lot that you may admire. Grazing your cows when there is this calandra that is better in terms of fodder is what we call passing over opportunities repeatedly. You see, the calandra itself, the calandra itself, it is a legume. It's leguminous, this tree. The legume means it can improve the structure and the fertility of the soil. You know, this gentleman has planted it near the coffee, and it's helping. It's helping that coffee. So, as a legume, calandra fixes atmospheric nitrogen, enriching the soil's fertility. Calandra has got some extensive root system. Now that system helps to prevent erosion and to stabilize soil. So if you are near a slopy ground that the rain comes and always destroys your crops, using calandra to plant by the side will help in that soil erosion and will improve your crop production. Calandra is a very good source of firewood, look. And therefore it is a source of fuel. You can grow it. You get some branches for your fuel. And therefore we can actually avoid cutting the trees, indigenous trees, to make firewood or even to make charcoal. The wood of calandra is also used to make the charcoal briquettes. So if we planted calandra, which is not necessarily an indigenous tree, then we shall avoid cutting indigenous trees and therefore contribute towards the climate change positively. The tree can also be used in stakes for poles, you know, and other building materials. All these are the uses of calandra. Fast growing. It can be planted as a shade tree. Indeed, I'm standing under the shade of calandra and I'm enjoying that shade. So it can also be a shade tree, particularly in coffee plantations, and indeed you can see beyond the calandra there is coffee, and therefore it gives shade and it's easy to control. The traditional trees for coffee, I hope my cameraman can turn and focus on those large trees. These are the two coffee farms. This one coffee farm is here, another coffee farm is here. This is a modern coffee farm. That's a traditional coffee farm. And look at those big trees. Those big trees that have been planted as shade for coffee. When you want to prune those trees, because they are to cut them, they will actually destroy the coffee. And therefore, it's like once you plant those ones, you will not touch them and the coffee, otherwise you'll spoil the coffee. But consider this calandra. Calandra is a small one. You cut and you do not even destroy your coffee. So it can be planted as a shade tree, particularly for coffee plantation and protecting the crop and providing shelter. Calandra has flowers. I don't know whether we can see some of those attractive flowers. Those flowers, like this flower here and the rest, look, maybe you can focus on that to see more of those flowers. Those flowers attract bees, and Therefore, for people who are doing apiculture, you can do apiculture, grow your calandra, and your honey will be guaranteed because the bees have ready food. Calandra is a green manure due to its ability to fix atmospheric nitrogen, which means you can actually compost these calandra leaves and make organic manure, therefore do your organic farming and increase the income from your farm. We have already talked about apiculture. It supports apiculture. With calandra and your apiculture, you have now your two income generating revenues, home and dry. In terms of fiber, the pulp and paper making properties of calandra are immense, and therefore, indeed, even the bark, if you do, this is not mature yet, if you do the bark of this, it has got fiber in it, and therefore we can even make ropes, we can make crafts, we can make textile material. The calandra can also be used on boundaries. That means boundary or barrier support is suitable for hedge grow. Calandra can be intercropped. You space them well, you intercrop with their legumes, other legumes or even maize, and therefore the roots help in improving the fertility of the soil. Therefore you are harvesting on calandra. The calandra is helping the growth of your crops, and there it is, opportunities that we pass over. We are now increasing and improving the income generation from our farms. We don't have always to go to the aggregate to get the inputs to increase our fertility. So there it is, intercropping. Calandra is compatible with crops, even those crops with the deep roots and extensive fibers. Calandra has got some food aspect. The edible parts of calandra, you know, the soft yellow flowers, you can see those flowers can be actually be used for the purpose of culinaries. So what are we saying therefore? We are saying that calandra has so many uses. It's fodder. You can use it as silage. If you mix the calandra, mix it with the Chieftain river hemp, mix it with the Mexican sunflower, and add some, molasses, you are making excellent fodder for your cows. Again, we want to look again at those cows grazing out there. This green grass, yes, has nutrients, but compared to calandra we're talking about, it's a lot better. And as I said, here is a farmer who is oblivious of the fact that the calandra that are just next to him can make a lot better fodder with all these nutrients in them than allowing them just to graze on the bare land. So supplementing this calandra with the grass, napier grass and others, will be a lot beneficial. You have now learned something about calandra, and it's very easy, very cheap to propagate. You just get seeds. Probably when you look down here, there are so many seedlings. Those flowers will produce seeds. You can see after the flower, and those seeds will just explode and fall over. You can either transplant the small ones. I don't know whether we can see any small one here. Yes, quite a number here. I hope my cameraman can show some here. Calandra, the seeds explode like this. This is a seed, for example. This seed here, when it forms and it explodes, then it forms down, and look at them. So you can actually transplant this calandra and your home and the dry. So calandra, the benefits of calandra are so much that it is only me and you who pass over them that think we are poor, yet we have income generating streams just at our noses. So poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly. We are talking particularly to farmers who are oblivious of the fact that what you have on your farm can actually be income generating and double, triple, quadruple what you are getting now if you get this awareness. We sincerely hope that this knowledge is useful. Watch our TTV. It's not calandra alone. We have talked about Egyptian river hemp. We have talked about Mexican sunflower. We have talked about banana. We have talked about aloe vera, and we keep talking. Indeed, we are passing over opportunities repeatedly, and therefore we remain poor. I hope this has been useful. Watch TTV for more tips and for more information. Thank you very much.